my wife and I sat down with our volunteers, and we said, when I'm gone, you guys got to keep this going.
Yeah.
And they all promised.
Hey everybody, it's Charlie Epstein, and welcome to Business in Booths at the wonderful Center Square Grill in booming downtown East Longmeadow, Massachusetts. Hey everybody, Charlie Epstein here, and Business in Booths. You might be wondering, where's the booth? Well, we've stepped out of Center Square Grill to bring you a most amazing story. I've got the pleasure of being here with Bob, the bike guy, Charland. If you're not familiar with the story, you will be soon enough, but we're privileged to be here with Bob, who's dedicated himself to making bikes available to kids that just don't have bikes. And Bob, I've heard your story. We've been talking here now, and as I was driving over this morning, I was thinking, what is it that compelled you to decide, given your medical background, I'm not going to lay down and I'm going to stand for something?
The whole idea behind what I do actually started with a nun. It was my daughter's guidance counselor. And it started years ago when my daughter, who's 24 now, was still in elementary school. And Sister Joyce Weiss, who's a local nun, used to bring me a couple of bikes just to fix for her lower income kids.
Really?
Yeah. And then I was doing that repeatedly year after year. And then when I got sick, I had gone to Vermont and I applied for a program called Death with Dignity. And while I was out there, one of the other guidance counselors called me up and said, hey, we saw that you donate bikes to Sister Joyce. Would you be able to donate some stuff for one of our programs? And so here I am out in Vermont.
You said, don't you know I'm busy dying?
Sorry. Here I am out in Vermont with all of my medical paperwork from here, talking to the doctors there. I'm just saying, hey, will you agree with this stuff so we can get the ball rolling? And I decided to come back. And the whole idea of being able to donate to a whole school program kind of intrigued me. So I came back and I did. I restored some 1970s radio flyer tricycles.
But there you were in New Hampshire. Vermont, deciding based on medical diagnosis that you've received that this is it, I'm just going to go off and die, right?
Yeah. Well, I was going to get the ball rolling because Death with Dignity, you have to be within 6 months. So I at least wanted to meet with the doctors and go over everything and see what the options are, how I had to do it.
Right, but you were pretty far to make that decision down the road.
Yeah,
right?
I still had time.
And then you get a phone call, well, not from the nun, from
another guidance counselor from the school.
Right.
Yep.
And so what went through your mind that turned that around?
I think it was basically, I'm not dead yet. And there's a whole lot more that I can do in this time. And just the idea of coming back and giving some bikes to another school teacher was a great idea for me.
I mean, I find it fascinating. I don't know if somebody said to me a long time ago, Charlie, you're religious. I said, I don't know if I'm religious, but I'm spiritual. Mm-hmm. And I believe you can call it God, spirit, whatever it is, when the phone rings, like the phone rang at that moment.
Yeah.
Like if that call hadn't come, would we be even here today?
We wouldn't be in this building because I'd still be I don't know what I would have done. I don't know if I would have just sat there and laid down and died, or if I would have wallowed in my sorrows. And I went through like 2.5 seconds of woe is me. And then it was like, okay, we're gonna do this. We're gonna go back, and we did it. And next thing you know, every news station across the country was hounding me to come out. And it was because when I came back, I didn't have many bikes. I only had a couple.
Yeah.
But I had two 1970s radio
You didn't have how many bikes now?
We have over 2,000 bikes in stock now.
So this was how long ago?
A little over 2 years.
So a little over 2 years ago, you got a handful of bikes.
Yep. Yep.
You get this phone call.
I restored a couple of them that were 1970s. And 22 News came out, and then Channel 40, and then Fox News New York, and then it just kept going. And then another school asked me to come out. And then on Easter Sunday, one of my best friends is a Chicopee cop. And I was like, hey, all these bikes just came in over the weekend. Will you guys team up with me? We'll get them fixed. And we took them to the poorest area of Chicopee, which is called Stonina Drive, a low-income
My
housing
wife grew up in
project.
Chicopee, so I know it well.
So we went over there Easter morning at like 9 o'clock in the morning, me and two Chicopee cops. And we started knocking on doors. And we had a truck, a trailer, and a cruiser full of bikes. And we just started pulling them out. And we said, you guys are welcome to all these things. kids started coming out like crazy. And next thing you know, more news started coming. And we just figured, you know what, we're going to get rid of the bikes. And then that's what took us into national news from that there, because I had just donated the bikes, the tricycles, a couple days before, and here I am on Easter Sunday doing this. My whole mindset was, okay, I got to do more. I got to do more. And then it went through the roof.
So how has it impacted you personally from a physical and a health point of view? Because you were ready to lay down and die, and now here you are. I'm just meeting you for the first time, and I'm in front of this vibrant man who's making a difference and an impact. What's that done for you spiritually, mentally, physically?
It gives me true purpose every day to get up and do what I do, and to continue going to my day job and continue working with the sheriff's department. It gives me purpose. And now I have this huge team of people. I have the most amazing team of people that get together with me. And we work with 13 different police departments from other states that come here. But just
2 years ago, you didn't have a team.
2 years ago, it was just me. When I started it, it was just me. And then after the first bike donation, it was me and another deputy from the sheriff's department. And then it was me, him, and then a guy from AAA. And then from there, the more momentum we picked up and the more people saw what we were doing, how we were going to schools. We're not just giving the kid a bike. We're teaching them a lesson. We're giving them a helmet. We're giving them a bike lock. We're giving them a water bottle. We're giving them a first aid kit. Anybody can give some kid a bike. But you got to give them some instruction.
But you're giving them purpose, like you're giving yourself purpose, right?
I'm giving myself purpose.
But then you're giving kids purpose, like you talked about, where the kids are always on their toy and everything.
Nowadays,
like
it's social
right?
media. This is all
they're
they're
not
doing.
out. Put a kid on a bike, he's out in the world.
Yep.
Suddenly the whole world opens up. He's got a helmet, he's safe, he's engaged, he's with other kids.
Right.
He's got a different purpose.
Right. When I was a kid, I grew up in a farm town of 387 people. And we were outside until the streetlights came on.
Yeah.
And if we came in before the streetlights came on, our parents would say, get back outside.
Exactly. And you knew what time it was by the lights came on.
Right.
Oh, dinner time, 6 o'clock.
But you were outside engaging with other people, other kids.
Totally.
Nowadays, kids, all they want to do is sit on the couch and watch TV.
Yeah.
And I'm trying to get them away.
I got a 17-year-old. He's got 2 bikes. I said to him, when was the last time you were on your bike? He goes, what?
Yeah.
What?
He probably did that while he was talking to you. Yeah.
Totally.
Yeah.
I don't even know if he was talking to me. He was. It's incredible. Incredible. So, you grew up where?
I grew up in the Adirondack regions of New York, a little farm
Population
town called
of
387. Yep.
That was America.
Yeah, we had no police department. We had an all-volunteer fire department that my grandfather was the chief of. We had a post office that was in the first floor of a lady's house.
Yeah.
She drove her personal vehicle as a post office vehicle and took the magnet off when she was done.
Yeah.
We had one church, and I worked on a farm.
Yeah. Your whole
It was
life.
a different way of life.
Yeah. And then from there you went to, how'd you get here?
I came here for school. And then
Where'd you go to school?
Well, I went to Westover Job Corps.
Yeah.
So I did my time there, and I got a culinary degree, and then I started teaching English as a second language there. And then I've just stayed ever since. I have a daughter. My daughter's from Laos. She's 24, and now I have a wife and 2 other kids.
My son's Vietnamese and my daughter's Chinese.
No kidding.
Yeah.
Well, I was actually a linguist. That's one of the things that I was awarded from last year from the government was I speak Vietnamese, Laotian, and Thai. So I was given an award from
I
the
can say
government.
Cameron, and that's it.
Come on, thank you. Yeah.
Wow, that's great. That is absolutely great. Yeah.
But I love what I'm doing now, and I have a passion for it. And we expanded beyond the bikes. We went into our backpack program, and now we're building bikes for individuals with disability, and we have veterans programs. Like Holyoke District Court has Veterans Court for vets that have offended.
Right.
These vets come here, and they do the community service hours here with us.
So you're getting the vets to come here, you're getting kids to come here, you're getting you said the Girl Scouts
Girl
are
Scouts,
coming here.
Boy Scouts, National Honor Society kids come here to do the community service.
Yeah.
We work with an organization called Viability. I'm sure you've heard of Viability.
Yeah.
So I also teach for Willie Ross School for the Deaf. This is my 14th year.
Father was on the board.
So now Viability is sending deaf individuals here for us to work with them. And Viability also sends seniors here that want to have some purpose. They feel as though there's not much left in their life. So seniors come here and work with us. And even if they're not mechanically inclined, they'll build the bikes, they'll make the backpacks, whatever they feel comfortable doing. But it gets them out there, it gets them engaged, they're working with other people.
Flash forward 3 years. Where do you see this going?
My wife and I sat down with our volunteers, and we said, when I'm gone, you guys got to keep this going.
Yeah.
And they all promised.
And how are they going to do that?
Oh, they'll make it work.
Yep.
They will. Yeah, I have a core group of people. And like I said, I have officers from all over the place that even when they're not just delivering the bikes with us, they come here with their kids and they work on the bikes. So this is going to last.
So what do you need now to make that viable? What would make the biggest difference right now that you knew this is going to go on beyond me?
I don't know. I mean, everything is running pretty good. We don't have much financially, but we always make it work even with our own money. And we have a lot of good people that reach out. Every year they'll send us $500-600 towards our fundraisers. Like we have an annual fundraiser coming up on August 11th that we do.
Is there? Because I know other cities are reaching out to you. I heard, right? So is there some sort of network that could get created where other cities would band together? And create a foundation or a trust or...
We want to spread out more, and we've had requests. Michigan, Wisconsin, the town of Greenfield wants us to set up, but unfortunately, we're only 2 years into this. I'm looking at it, and we're a little baby nonprofit compared to others, but we've expanded so fast. Like when we applied for our nonprofit status, we had already donated to like 2 or 3 schools and been seen nationally. We got our nonprofit certification in 6 days. Wow. Which is unheard of.
Yeah.
And I mean, we've done a lot, but I don't know if we're ready to branch out yet, only because I can't take that kind of time off. I still want to work. I mean, a lot of guys in my situation would be collecting Social Security, disability, and sitting around doing nothing. I can't do that. I need to work. I need to feel useful at work.
Right. So when you're not here, your work is...
I'm still working. I work at a garage and I'm with the sheriff's department.
Gotcha.
So
But it just strikes me. I mean, learning the story really firsthand here from you that this is really a teaching institution.
Yeah, we teach a lot.
You're teaching independence. You're teaching kids to have their own freedom. I mean, the bike is freedom.
It is.
It's purpose, right? And the relationship you have with the police department and teaching that relationship so that kids don't see the cops as in my day it was pigs, right? Right. That they're actually people that are there to serve them with what you're serving.
Right.
So,
and don't get me wrong, there is good and bad in everything in this world.
Oh yeah.
There are bad cops out there. There's bad priests out there. Okay, so but the percentage of bad cops versus the one that are good,
exactly,
it's a huge difference.
Right.
These kids now they see the state trooper our state trooper that teaches bike safety is a giant man. He's like 6'2". He's built. Right. And he comes in, he takes his cover off, gives it to the smallest kid, and he laughs and jokes to them and teaches them the safety parts of a bike. The brakes, the tires, check this. He teaches them all the hand signals. Yeah. These are valuable lessons.
Right.
But while he's doing it, he is smiling.
Yeah.
And every officer, trooper, or deputy that works with the kids fitting them, they're all smiling at him.
Where you're teaching kids how to be self-reliant. That's your bike. You got to take care of it, and you got to fix it. No one else is going to fix it. What are you going to do when the chain pops off?
Well, they'll come here and fix it.
No, they got to fix it in the street.
Right. Yeah. But, we're trying to give them more than just give them a bike. We're giving them a lesson. We're giving them an education. But we're showing them the empathy of these people in law enforcement at the same time.
Yeah.
So maybe they won't grow up to try to shoot us.
And as you're telling me, the world is responding. You've been in, People Magazine?
People Magazine, USA Today, CBS National News, Inside Edition is next week.
Yep.
We have a couple of New York stations. I don't know. I can't even. We won Business West Difference Makers last year. I just won the Pynchon Award from Springfield last week.
Nice.
And I don't know, the Irish community awarded me this year. Pretty much everything. And then, our office is completely full of awards from senators and congressmen.
Let's go take a peek. Incredible.
Yeah. But every one of these pictures, everybody is smiling. Look at this little girl. This was out in Holyoke at Morgan School, one of the more poverty schools. And so, and quickly, the school that made us decide to become a nonprofit organization was a Lawrence School in Holyoke. So we went out to the Lawrence School about 2 years ago. They reached out to us and they said, we have a huge homeless population. And she said, we have 49 kids that are homeless. So we got 49 bikes. We got the helmets. We went out there with state troopers. And at the time, I was being filmed for a movie. They made a movie about my life called My Last Days.
Yep.
So we had this TV crew with us. So we go out there and we get in the gym at 6 o'clock. That's when they told us to be there. So we're setting up the bikes and we couldn't find the kids. And we asked the custodian, where's all the kids at? And they said they're upstairs eating dinner with their parents in the cafeteria. Now these kids eat breakfast, lunch, and dinner at that school. And the parents were eating dinner with them before they walked back to a homeless shelter.
Wow.
So the kids came down and the looks on their faces it was amazing. So we donated out all these bikes, and me and my team were getting ready to leave, and the kids are giving us high fives, and we were about to pull up on the highway. We were all going to go out to dinner and celebrate what we just did. And we're watching all these kids and these parents walk by and ride by us as they're going back to homeless shelters. But they were smiling. And that school made us decide that we're going to do this. We're going to keep doing this.
Wow.
Why not?
Yeah.
If we can do that for 49 homeless kids, we can do that for so many more.
That's incredible.
There is a huge homeless population. In Hartford alone, there's over 900. We just did a project with Hartford PD a couple of months ago, donating backpacks and clothes to homeless.
Yeah.
And it's insane. We don't see it a lot of times. You and I, when we're driving, we're going to see that guy in the median on the street corner holding up the cardboard sign. That's what we see as a whole. We don't see how many more there are. And they're out there. There's a lot of them.
So tell our viewers how they can help out and donate. What different ways? They can come here and work on bikes?
They can come here and work on bikes.
When is that?
Every Tuesday night from 5 till 9. We're here at 111 Lyman Street in Springfield.
Yeah.
They can donate products for our backpacks, which is hats, gloves, scarves, basic toiletries, granola bars, protein shakes, bottled water, winter coats, new socks, underwear, t-shirts, all that stuff goes into our backpacks. Small toys that we put in the kids' backpacks. And we do monetary donations, which keeps us up to date with parts that we need.
And where do they do that?
So pedalthroughyouth.org or our Facebook page, Pedal Through Youth, has a PayPal button.
Yep.
And then people they can send donations to us. Our P.O. box is on there. And they can come here and do donations. If they want to bring parts or even bikes, they can come here with them.
Sweet. So tell me about this bike.
So this bike is being done for a girl with dwarfism. It was a full-size adult bike, and we chopped the frame down and cut out rails, reinforced it with weld here. That way, because of her height, she can get her leg through this and not have to go over a huge frame rail. Right now, she's riding a toddler bike. And if I was 15, 16 years old, I wouldn't want to be riding a toddler bike either.
Right.
So we had her come out with her mom, and she found a bike that she liked. This was purple with the rails. We removed it, filled it all with weld, and then we sent it out to a paint shop that did the color she wanted, white with blue pearl inside of it, which is actually one of the more expensive paints. Yeah.
Leave it.
So
leave it to her.
Yeah. So now we're in the process of putting it all back together.
This is amazing.
The difference between this bike and what she has is this is going to have all the adult features. It's going to have the front and the rear brakes. It's going to have gears, which right now she's not. She's riding just a typical little kid's bike.
Right.
So this is going to be a huge step up for her. This is also something that's going to last her lifetime.
Right. And she's never had a real bike in her life.
Right. She's riding little kids' bikes.
Yeah.
So this will be done in about a week or so once we get the handlebars and the gears back on it.
Wow.
But yeah, so we're trying to get into the realm of disability bikes now.
Incredible. Thank you for the commitment that you are to the kids, to the police, to the difference that you're making.
I love what I'm doing.
Really fantastic.
Thank you.
Appreciate it. And we've got something for you. So turn that up. I'm going to go to my car.
Oh.
So we'd like to present you with a check for $5,000.
That's awesome.
To help you and the kids out from Epstein Financial Services.
Thank you so much
for everything that you're doing.
Thank you very much.
Yeah. Thank you.
Thank you.
And there's the real one.
Funny you
this
did
is
that.
The one you can frame. That's the one you can cash.
We have one from the sheriff that's like 6 feet long, and I'm like, what?
Yeah.
Thank you so much.
Thank you for all you're
awesome.
doing. Yeah, it's
I love what we're doing.
So this is Pedal Through Youth, and you can go to pedalthroughyouth, is it .org?
.org.
.org to find out more. We need more checks like this. So this one is for $5,000. You can donate $5, $500, or $500,000 because Bob needs a lot more bikes because there's a lot more kids out there. So Charlie Epstein here at Business and Booths, and Bob again.
Thank you.
Thanks for the spirit
Thanks,
that you
man.
are. Yeah, appreciate it.